Hello students, I have already discussed about carbonate. Carbonate is this is CO3 2 minus carbonate. Carbonate is equal to CO3 2 minus. Let us now find the valency of hydrogen carbonate. Hydrogen carbonate, something like this. Hydrogen valency is plus 1. See that. Hydrogen valency is plus 1. Carbonate valency is actually 2 minus. It is 2 minus. Hydrogen, what is a hydrogen carbonate? See, to find the hydrogen carbonate, first you write the valency of hydrogen. Hydrogen is here, it is written. Hydrogen is written. See that. And carbonate valency is shown here. Carbonate valency. Now hydrogen carbonate valency will become HCO3. You simply add valencies. Valency of this hydrogen is plus 1. Carbonate valency is minus 2. You simply add these two valencies right here. Okay, I am adding here. See that here. Plus 1 plus minus 2. Plus into minus. So you will get minus 2. Plus 1 minus 2. Plus 1 minus 2 is minus 1. See that. Plus 1 minus 1 is minus 1. So hydrogen carbonate valency is here HCO3 minus 1. Hydrogen carbonate valency is minus 1. Okay. Actually, I should write the signs after this one. I should. Okay, I corrected this. Okay, you should write like this. Actually, for valencies, the signs should be written after the number. And so I am correcting it. It is 1 minus. It is 1 minus. So like that, you can confirm that hydrogen carbonate valence is 1 minus. That you can see here in the slide. In the slideshow, you can see clearly hydrogen carbonate is CO3 1 minus as valency of minus 1. H plus CO3 2 minus. CO3 for the carbonate we know valency is 2 minus. For hydrogen valency is plus 1. So HCO3 valency is minus 2 plus 1. Minus 2 plus 1 it becomes 1 minus. So HCO3 valency is 1 minus or minus. Okay. Next let us go to sulphate. Suphite and sulphate. For this you see this one. I have written here the valency of sulphite. The valency of sulphite to be SO3 2 minus. SO3 2 minus having a valency of 2 minus. And also you see that O3 means this compound has 3 oxygen atoms. How many oxygen atoms? 3 oxygen atoms. And also here it is shown to be sulphate. It is sulphate. Sulphate is SO4 2 minus. It is also having same valency of 2 minus. See, both sulphite and sulphate has valencies of 2 minus. But oxygen atoms is going to be different. Number of oxygen atoms is going to be different. For sulphate there are 4 oxygen atoms, but for sulphite there are only 3 oxygen atoms. See, only 2 numbers 4 and 3 will enter into sulphite and sulphate. That is, you have to remember 4 and 3 only will be entered. 4 belongs to sulphate, 3 belongs to sulphate. Let us see here. I have written sulphite here and also I have written sulphate here. See, first you see the letters ITE in sulphite. This ITE can remind you little. Little means small number of oxygen atoms. Sulphite means ITE. ITE should remind you little. Little automatically will remind you small number of oxygen atoms. So sulphate is going to have small number of oxygen atoms. So say only 3 oxygen atoms. It is sulphate. In the sulphate you link the ATE, the last 3 letters. ATE with aqua of our Telugu word. Aqua means more. more oxygen atoms. Therefore, sulphate is going to have more oxygen atoms. That is why it is having SO4 2 minus. The valencies are same. See, for sulphate and sulphate valencies are same, 2 minus, but oxygen atoms are going to be different. For sulphate it is 3, for sulphate it is 4. ATE means more, ITE means little. Okay, let us link a story for this. I am going to this one, this slide. I am enlarging this slide. See that here in the sulphite SO3 2 minus, sulphite SO3 minus, sulphate is SO4 2 minus. Okay, let us understand sulphite. Okay, it is then you can automatically understand sulphate. Sulphate formula, you can easily say sulphate formula. If you learn sulphate formula, you can easily say the formula of sulphate. Here a map of Africa and West Asia is shown. West Asia is comprising Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Iran, Israel. Israel is also shown here, very little small country, and so very difficult to show in the small world map. Only when the world map is enlarged, then you can see the physical features of Israel. Anyway, I have shown here Israel in a small space, that is beside Jordan and beside Egypt. Well, actually in winter season there will be very coolness in Israel. So many Israelis like to go to African sea salt towns. African sea salt towns like this. African sea salt and the Indian Ocean. Indian Ocean coastline is very large for Africa. There were very many beautiful seaport cities, sea salt and Samudra Tira Nagaralu. For example, Kenya. You see, Kenya has very long Indian sea coast. Along the coast, you will find one town called Mombasa. Mombasa is a town, very important sea salt city of Kenya. Okay, the Israelis like to go to sea salt city of Mombasa during the winter. Okay, usually they take aeroplane. By flight journey they reach Mombasa and they will book 5-star hotels. And during the daytime they spend their time along the sea coast. Okay, that was the usual holiday spending nature of the Israelis. But Israelis have many enemies, especially the Palestinians. Okay, some Palestinian terrorists were encouraged to kill as many Israeli tourists as possible. Some Palestinian terrorist group decided to kill as many Israeli tourists as possible when the Israelis visited what is called Mombasa. Okay, that is the plan. And for that they attacked one 5-star hotel where Israelis were residing, or Israelis were took rest in the Mombasa. But before terrorists are going to attack, fortunately the Israeli tourists already left for airport in Mombasa. Therefore, only when the terrorists attacked the 5-star hotel in the Mombasa, the local people died. Then the terrorists, realizing that Israeli tourists went to airport, they planned to attack airport. So they went to the airport and they fired grenades, etc. But unfortunately, the Israeli tourists already embarked airplane. They are not in airport, but they are in aeroplane, embarked in aeroplane. So again, some local people died in the airport. Then the aeroplane took flight into the air, and aeroplane was going in the air towards Israel, like this pink color arrow is shown. Then the terrorists fired air-seeking missile. Then heat-seeking missile. Then terrorists fired a heat-seeking missile towards the aeroplane. But all Israeli planes were equipped with sensors. So when one particular sensor of aeroplane detected the heat-seeking missile, the aeroplane simply deviated its path. Thereby, a heat-seeking missile missed its target. In that way, the Israeli tourists were saved. So here in this story, what I am saying is the Palestinian terrorists actually attacked 3 times. One, they carried out attack on 5-star hotel in Mombasa. They also carried attacks on airport, and finally they also carried attack on aeroplane and a 5-star hotel, airport and aeroplane itself. But in all three attacks, people died in 2 attacks, and especially local people died. No Israeli people died, but only local people died. For example, in the 5-star hotel attack, local people died. In the attack of when the terrorists attacked the airport, again local people died. But when they fired a heat-seeking missile towards the aeroplane, no people died. Okay, so only 3 attacks carried out, but people died in only 2 attacks. 3 attacks carried out, but only people died in 2 attacks. So therefore, the 3 indicates that SO3. People died in 2 attacks indicates 2 minus, because dying of people is negative. Therefore, the sulphite sulphate formula is like this: SO3 2 minus. The 3 will remind you number of attacks carried by terrorists. Number of attacks carried by terrorists is 3, and out of 3 attacks, only people died in 2 attacks. So 2 minus indicate that the deaths occurred only in 2 attacks. Therefore, 2 minus is added to sulphite. Like that, you can understand sulphite. Sulphite means sulphite is linked to Israelites. Israeli attacks on Israelis in Mombasa. Anyway, here ITE, see that this ITE, I am linking this I with Israelites. Anyway, ITE means little means small number of oxygen atoms. Immediately you come to know about sulphate. Sulphate also has valency of 2 minus, but O4. Here the sulphate means ATE means aqua number. So more number of oxygen atoms will be added to sulphate formula 4, but valency is the same as sulphate. So if you remember the story, you can easily explain about the formula of sulphate. Using the formula of sulphate, you can also explain the formula of sulphate to be SO4 2 minus. I conclude this video. You take the points. Thank you.